What up, though? And welcome to Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk. Today is Wednesday, February 23rd. Man, the month is already almost done. Man, today we're going to talk about the Lions continuing that free agent prove-it deal silence. They already got another one. Josh Woods re-signed with the team yesterday. The contract details aren't out just quite yet. And then we're going to talk about a blockbuster, I guess, mock draft done by Daniel Jeremiah, who's going to give the Lions a beast up, beefy defensive line. We'll get into all that, but first I got to bring in the crew. First up, y'all see him up there rocking that MCDC, baby. My man, El Cuchos, what's up, my guy?
What's going on, everybody? Good morning, and wazam.
All right, y'all know him. Y'all see him down here. Today's show is going to be right up his alley. We're going to be talking about defensive line, the defensive line coach from Jackson Northwest Mounties. My man, who?
Coach Jones. Who is Coach Mike Jones? What's going on, Lion fans?
Well, let's get this thing started
Right now.
Let's go.
Detroit Lions talk, baby.
We're going to get up, and on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off.
Yes, sir. We in the deep.
Welcome back, Lions fans. So, Curt, tell us what you got on the table, man.
All right, so the Lions continue to do these prove-it deals. You look at, they signed Jessica Bender the other day to a 2-year contract extension, and now they brought some linebacker depth in, re-signing linebacker Josh Woods to a contract. Now, we know the details aren't out there quite yet. Give us a day or so to get that information out to you. But Woods was kind of, he was set to become a free agent. We did not know that we got this guy from the Bears practice squad late in September. So prior to Detroit, he played 3 years in Chicago, primarily as a special teamer, but he jumped off the tape this year in the backup role with all the injuries to the linebacking core. And that dude just kind of just filled in, played some outside linebacker, defensive end, edge rusher type of guy, played some interior snaps. So Josh Woods re-signing with the Lions. Like I said, fellas, I think this is what their Lions are trying to do. They're going to get younger, but they want to kind of build talent from that young perspective and kind of give it where we're still doing the prove it deal so we can get, more younger talent, more young, good talent on this team and build it organically through the draft and that nature. And then we kind of add some free agent pieces on to the back end. And that was the blueprint. If you look at the Rams, a lot of that talent is homegrown. Yeah, it was a piece here and there, but you look at most of their offensive line was draft picks. Most of their, Cooper Kupp was a draft pick. Tyler Higbee was a draft pick. Their secondary, most of those guys, except for Ramsey, were draft picks, including most of their linebacking core. And the defensive line were draft picks. You added a piece here and there. Leonard Floyd, Jalen Ramsey, Von Miller, Matthew Stafford. They had it pieces, but the core of their team was their draft picks. And I think that's what the Lions are trying to do right now. What do you guys think about them re-signing? I know I'm going to go to the defensive line coach first on this one. What do you think about them re-signing Josh Woods, my guy?
That was a package deal. I know y'all like package. Like, he came with Mark DeLeon. Mark DeLeon spotted him from being the linebacker coach at Chicago. And he said, man, he's like, look, I got the intel. If we doing these prove-it deals, I got intel on a player, you know what I'm saying, that I like and I think fits the system well. So I think Josh Woods came over off of the strength of Mark DeLeon. And that's about as far as it went. When he got on the field, he shined a little bit. So, yeah.
I
feel you on that, my brother. What you got, my man, LL?
That is a very, very, very good point of view, or great fact that you gave us there, Coach Mike. So I'm gonna roll with that. I really like that. I like that anyway. Whenever it's familiarity, and guys, they get a chance. They may not have gotten a chance in other places, but with a familiar face somewhere else, they know what they can do, or they got faith in what they can do, and they get a shot. So that's dope. Let's see what we can end up doing. I guess see how he fits in his role. Can he be a star in whatever role they give him? I got faith in him if whomever here had faith in him. So I guess we'll see. Shout out to Josh Woods. Welcome back, and let's go forth on a good 2022 season.
Yeah, and kind of close it out. He was a special teams ace. If you look at how the Lions kind of got away from using Reeves Maben as a special team ace, he kind of filled that role in until he got pushed up into the linebacker rotation. So Josh Woods definitely made his name and really jumped off the tape. I had to say, like, I had no clue who this dude was. I'm like, who the hell is that guy? But he was continuing to make plays throughout the season, and I like where he was going with that. If you look at some of his stats throughout the season, let's kind of take a look at him. The dude, 28 tackles, 21 solos, 2 tackles for loss, and a quarterback hit on the season. I mean, he really, what's the saying? He showed up and showed out, you know what I'm saying, his limited time, because you got to remember, he didn't play until like those last few games of the season. But like I say, he jumped off the tape and made his presence known. So shout out to my man, Josh Woods. You know what we're going to do right now. We're going to ask you to do what? Join the movement. The March to 4,000 is on. So get on the bus, Gus. Get on this train, Wayne. Get on the ride, Clyde. And go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And it's free. It's free. If you need more free, it's free 99 and 50 free cents. So you ain't going to find one red penny to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. The discussion topic for today for the family is, do you like the move of the Lions re-signing Josh Woods? Let us know what you think. Drop us a comment down below, and you know how we do that thing. We pick 6 of them things to go on the next show, and we read them at the end, toward the end of the show. So the comment cards definitely coming up later on. So drop us a comment on Josh Woods. Do you think he was a good signing, or you think, they could have did better? But all right, next up, man, LL gonna talk about this powerhouse of a mock draft by Daniel Jeremiah. What you got on that mock draft, LL?
Well, I don't want to go too far into it because I want to leave a lot up to our resident D-line coach. But from what I understand, some of the mock drafts, I read one. Well, I looked through one last night. Same thing. They had it billed as Detroit Lions beef up their defensive line, and they had us drafting Aiden Hutchinson at 2. And Jordan Davis, defensive lineman out of Georgia, at 32. Now, seeing that, I honestly don't believe he's going to be there. I don't think he makes it past a team like maybe Baltimore or something like that. But I really wouldn't mind it. I've shared my thoughts on Jordan Davis once before. I really like Jordan Davis. I really would like to see him here and playing in Lions blue or Honolulu blue and silver. But as such a big man, he got them skinny legs, dog. Like, and I don't know if that'll be a factor because they don't have as many cut blocks in the league anymore, anything like that. I share a quick story. Years and years ago, we would play video games. We'd create players sometimes. My homie created this gigantic defensive lineman. And he was asking me, he was like, dog, did I make him too big? Because every time he just tip over. And I'm like, no, they cutting him. Because, they keep cut blocking him. So that's what, in my mind, not necessarily that great big old player, but just seeing a big defensive lineman, a big, tall defensive lineman, because he's big and he's big. And he got them little, he got such a small base, so, but maybe it's not going to be such a factor because no more cut blocks. So, but what you think about it, Mike? I'm a lean on our resident defensive line coach on what he thinks about it. What's your opinions on it? Because that might.
First of all, you can never have too many D linemen, because if you remember when we had that number 2 defense that in 2014. We had Nick Fairley and Dominican Sue. We just had a whole, we had a whole flock of them. So I think any team that has too many defensive linemen is a team that's going to the playoffs. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I don't like the tall, skinny frame. Like not the frame, but just the lower half. I believe in having a stout base underneath you. You know what I'm saying? Just to avoid things like, I don't want you to look like a gazelle out there. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want gazelle linemen like at all. So That worries me a little bit, whether he can hold up and how long he can hold up. Because if you don't have that big base underneath you, when you're in the trenches, when it gets about the late third quarter, into the beginning of the fourth quarter, you going to wear down. You really going to wear down. So, but I like it, man. Beef up the defense, man. You can never have too many defensive linemen. Look at the Giants, as I always say. They had D linemen up the yin yang. So, hey, the D linemen, man, you can always have them.
If you look at the Rams this year, Quiet is kept. They had a decent. Everyone focuses on Aaron Donald, but they had a good rotation with Reader and
Ashawn
Robinson. So they always had some good rotation of defensive linemen. So that is always a good key. I get what you're saying, Coach Jones. And if you look at this potential defensive line, I mean, like, good night. I mean, you look at these dudes. There's some beef on this line. So if you go with the draft picks, right, you got on the edges, you got Aiden Hutchinson and Romeo Okwara. In the interior, you got Jordan Davis, Aleem McNeil, and John Penasini. Boy, that's a lot of beef. Boy, you can't even think about running the ball against that defensive line. And once they stop you up front, you got them big hoss guys that can haul ass coming off the edges. I mean, that's a formidable defensive line. And we're not even talking about Michael Brockers is still on the team. We're not even talking about who can use a stout defensive lineman. And then you have Levi Onwuzurike, in the rotation, who's, who played his way in and had some good play late in the season. And not forget the other Okwara brother showed up late in that season off the edge. So you got some potential.
And don't you forgetting your boy. You forgetting your boy, Curt. Charles Hare.
Charles Hare. Oh yeah. If we can sign him back to the roster, man, that will be. You look at that, man. That's a really, really stout defensive line because I believe, and I know I didn't say one name. I just don't think he's going to be on the roster of Trey Flowers. He's not going to be here.
No.
He's not going to be here. Someone
better not be.
Someone said, "Oh yeah, he can slide into the to play that defensive end position, or slide in and play that technique, and instead of playing an outside linebacker." I just don't see it in Detroit. I understand he can do that, but they're not using him like that. They're using him as an outside linebacker.
You can't do it here. Do that shit somewhere else.
Doing it here,
right?
He been doing it on the shelf because he been hurt most of his career here in Detroit. He been sitting on that shelf, man. But we don't need elves on the shelves here. We need defensive starters. So with all that being said, man, but I'm liking that potential defense line. If it happens, we could go other ways. I can see us, there's some mock drafts out there saying that we're going to take Kyle Hamilton number 2 and not take a defensive end at number 2. So you never know. But hey, thank you for checking out the content, man. That was a good topic, man. I love that. Man, that potential defensive line will be absolutely bananas. But hey, if you want to get some stuff from Lions Gear, man, I think it's like up to 70% off right now. So go to fanatics.com and check that thing out. You got a whole bunch of gear on particular items that are on sale, and it's just a good thing to do because Kurt be over there buying up some stuff. So go ahead over there to fanatics.com. A portion of the proceeds from the link in the description go to help us grow the content on this channel. If you want to get yourself that fresh hoodie that my man LL is rocking right there, go over to Lions on the Prowl shop.com and get yourself some Prowl Nation gear, man. It's still got a little bit of winter going on right now. That winter storm's coming across that cold front. So go ahead and get you that MCDC hoodie over there on lionsontheprowlshop.com. And if you want to check out the crew, make sure you follow us on your favorite social media platforms. And you can check us out at Lions Nation Unite, the one-stop shop, the ultimate virtual hangout for Detroit Lions fans. All your content creators are over there. Your favorite Detroit Lions personalities. And, Herman Moore's over there. Lomas Brown, they always clowning. So go over there and check us out at Lions Nation Unite. All right, so now it's time for us to do what, man? Zip our lip. Because this is my favorite portion of the show. And talk about what you had to say about the last show. First up, we had in the comment cards, we got bubbaboe, friend of the show, and Wall of Fame member. I think we need to bring Blau back. Okay. He was a rookie when he went in to play for a team that had already given up and he is a good, cheap third stringer. Okay.
Good point. Good point, bubbaboe. Nick Birk says, wouldn't ever happen, but could you imagine if we traded for Chase Young and still had the number 2 pick and drafted Aiden Hutchinson? Ohio State racing Michigan to the quarterback every snap. Sign me up for that one. Dream on, right? Yeah, but I mean, it's fair to dream. I like your vision. Well, I see the vision, man. I like to think outside of the box like that as well. It may not happen, but it don't hurt to think.
But that's I don't think in that scenario we would keep the number 2 pick and trade the number 32 pick and JG on over to the Washington Commanders. So
is that the deal? Oh, I like that deal.
It wouldn't be a number 2 pick because it'll be a first round pick, and I wouldn't trade the number 2 pick. It's a first 32 is a first round pick. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I man, you know what? That's starting to look even better to me, man.
Right.
Yeah. No, LL. No. Michael Lewis says, Boyle, I would resign him. He hasn't had a lot of real game experience here or in Green Bay. He needs time to become the decent backup. Blau, no. I will send him on his way. Wish him good luck. I mean, I would resign Boyle if it came down to it. I'm not totally against it. He did look okay. He only had 2 games, like starting his whole career. So, I would give him a chance, but I would prefer to go younger. So, yeah.
Yeah. My man, Michael Lewis, he like me. He said, hey, you know what I'm saying? Blah, if you see me on the street, don't say nothing. All right, Michael. I will re-sign Blau for backup money and possibly sign a quarterback as a undrafted free agent and put him on the practice squad. Stop the talk about drafting a quarterback and build the defense in this draft. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord.
Did you hear that, Coach Mike?
Oh. Michael Huck bringing the heat, preaching the sermon.
I mean,
talk about defense in this draft.
The only reason why I've even considered that as being an option, which is I'm not pro for it, but it's because the Lions are picking in the top 10 for probably the last time in the next couple years. So that has to be an option or consideration. So that's the only reason why.
Okay. You, man.
So LL, read this next comment then, bro.
Right. I've already read it. DG Sports Patrol says, how about Mitch Trubisky as a backup? Has experience. When I first read this, I had this whole thing. I was going to go and say a whole bunch of crazy stuff. I'm not. I just disagree with that, DG. I don't think Mitch Trubisky should be here. Thank you for the comment, though.
Yeah, that's really respectful, LL, because I would have said a whole bunch more.
It would have been too far one way, so I just kept it the other way.
Okay.
Just kept it easy.
Oh, see, why y'all got to give me this? This is almost as bad. No, Scott Smith says no way on Chase Young trade. Really? You got to elaborate for your reasoning in this video. Comment on this video and elaborate, Scott, on why you're like, no way, because I'm like, yes way, if that could go down.
Injury, maybe.
I was thinking that myself.
I mean, maybe, but I mean,
that's what I feel. Maybe
it's Chase Young. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and it's y'all boy JG. So maybe they really want some JG over there in Washington. So get them on over there. We can't. If that's what they want, you can't hold them back. If they have the man, I don't think we should be the ones that stand in the way of him and a bright future somewhere else.
Right, because we can always choose Desmond Ritter. If you like this content, if you like this content, click the subscribe button, click the like button. Help us get this content out to more Lions fans like yourself. Desmond Ritter. What you got next, Curt?
All right, now it's time for everyone else's favorite subject of the day. It is time for Dessert with your man Kurt is brought to you by Delightful Bites, custom cookies and desserts for any occasion. If you like how they look, you'll love how they taste. Delightful Bites, get your cooking on. Go ahead and hit that link in the description to over to the Facebook page. Or you can definitely go over and email her at delightfulbites18@gmail.com if you don't do the Facebook thing. You order yourself some great desserts over there at Delightful Bites. Man, all right, so first up, we're going to congratulate all the players that were selected in the USFL draft. They did 12 rounds of 35 rounds last night. Kind of a different type of draft format. They draft, each round is by position. So it was like, I think last night they did quarterbacks, they did defensive ends, they did cornerbacks in different rounds. So you look at that, they did 12 rounds last night. And you know, it's only 8 teams, so that thing goes really fast. So it ain't like it's 32 teams for the NFL. So they got 23 rounds to go. But shout out to former Michigan Wolverine Shea Patterson, was the first overall pick by the Michigan Panthers. So, you know, shout out to all those players that got drafted last night by the USFL. They continue their football career. That dream hasn't died just yet. You know, they didn't make it in the NFL, but they can go ahead and play down there and play in that kind of developmental league for the NFL. So, but you know, we got to do and this is the last one because we won't have any content next week because your boy Kurt, you got to take that vacay, baby. All right. So, Black History is definitely upon us. This is our Black History Month, and it has to be the one, the only Barry Sanders, one of the greatest and most electrifying running backs. Barry Sanders rushed for 1,000 yards in each of his 10 seasons in the league. Crazy. He's the first running back to ever to do that. He was a 1988 Heisman Trophy winner coming out of Oklahoma State. He gained 2,000 yards in 1997. At the time, he was only the third person to do that. Sanders, after foregoing that senior season, made his pro debut just 3 days after signing with the Lions, made him their first round draft pick and third overall pick in the 1989 draft. Absolutely dazzled. And y'all see it behind my man, LL Coutons, that Pontiac Silver Dome. He dashed for an 18-yard gain on his first carry in the NFL. Man, he already set the standard and the tone for his career. But that was just the beginning of his 14th 100-yard rookie season. He led the Lions, and he just fell 10 yards short of the league's lead for that season. If you look at what he did in his career, first and second team All-Pro in his 10 consecutive seasons. Every year he made either All-Pro first team or second team. First running back in NFL history to record 5 1,500 rushing yards, in addition to becoming the only player to do back-to-back 4 consecutive seasons with 1,500 yards from 1994 to 1997. Selected to play in the Pro Bowl each of his 10 years in the league. Barry Sanders held nearly every Lions rushing record and numerous all NFL records at his retirement. If you look at he had, like I said, 10 1,000-yard seasons, 8 all-pro selections, 15,269 yards, rushing yards in his career, and he had 109 total touchdowns in his career. Man, we're blessed in Detroit to watch a marvel, one of the best to ever do it. Black History Moment for today is my man Barry Sanders. What you guys think about Barry Sanders in his career?
Soft-spoken, humble. That's I think that's the most humblest soft-spoken superstar I've ever seen. He really reserved. He didn't do no touchdown dances. He spiked the ball. That's it. He was real reserved. He's like a people's person. You look at Herman Moore and those guys. They just all seem like they down to earth. We had a real good core squad that came in, man. But I love Barry Sanders. That's still the best running back of all time. I don't care what nobody says. Not just I'm a Lions fan. It's because he went a couple years here when we didn't have no line, and he was still running it. So. Shout out to Barry, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Barry Sanders. When you hear it, you know, from the, I guess, the larger scope, like 10 years of this and however many years in a row of that and all this other stuff. It really just, you know, begs the question, what could have been? You know, unfortunately, you know, he never got to, you know, see very much playoff success here. You know, didn't get a championship, didn't get a chance to go do it anywhere else. And that's why a lot of people, you know, feel the way they feel about the Lions. And believe me, I understand. I get it. I hate the Lions for a whole bunch of stuff too. But you got to let some of that stuff go because those people ain't in charge no more. I know they want to say sell the team, find a new blah, blah, blah. They pretty much did in a way. Like, yeah, the name is sort of the same. Like, there's a Ford in the last name, but I don't believe this is the same mindset at all from now as from years past. Even from 3 years ago, I don't think you're in the same mindset.
Yeah.
So shout out to Barry Sanders, man. Is very, very, very unfortunate. One of the greatest sports travesties, sports history travesties, if I'm saying that right, is that he didn't get opportunity. You know, we didn't get to see him anywhere else but here, and he didn't get to, you know, do very much else. But great career. Like Mike Jones said, greatest running back all time. And he played right up the street, man, in that old Silverdome.
Yeah, definitely. Barry Sanders, like I said, one of the best to ever do it. So humble, just hand the ball to the ref and be like, okay, touchdown. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you but if you want to check out, go over to what do you call that? NFL Network and check out if you can check it out. Check out his football life, man. It's a really good story on him. So go over and check that thing out, man. It's really good to tell you about his background and with his dad and everything like that, humble beginnings out there in Wichita, Kansas. So go ahead and check out my man Barry Sanders doing his thing. But it is time to take a walk on over to that wall of fame, baby. All right, first up, we got my man Midwest Lion, the Latino Leo, Brian Stover's in the building, Bo Gagrius, and definitely got Crystal Wiley in the building, and the king of everything, because he's the everything king. And Shano the Insano is in the building. And the service members, we got my man Nomus J, Cap Ice Cold Batman of the 313, Shannon Peck, and Go Lions. And our Gold members, we got the Gold members meeting today at 3 p.m. So come and hang out with the crew if you can make it today, man. We always have a good time talking Lions or just talking life. So we got Michael Huck is in the building, Mr. Reliable himself, North End Ken just in the D, Miles Gibbs, Randall Flag 606. The tornado is blowing through the building, and the Dr. Detroit. He is always in. To become a member of the Wall of Fame, click the join now button down in the description. Now it is time for final thoughts. My man LL, what you got for final thoughts for today?
Final thoughts. Well, I just want to say briefly, shout out to everybody that still comes to the Gold member meeting. I used to be in that thing. I've since been found a new job, so I don't have as much time to be in there. But I do miss y'all. Miss the you know, being in there joking around and talking junk, because I really get to yell about some crazy stuff in there, and everybody, you know, I get to see how y'all think about it. So shout out to the Gold members. Shout out to all of the members of the Wall of Fame. Shout out to all of the subscribers. Happy Wednesday. Go get some good food. If y'all got dollar conies in your area, go grab 3 of them.
Okay.
All right, Coach Jones.
You know what? I was gonna say something, but I'm about to say something else. Shea Patterson, look, put his name with the old Miss Running Rebels, okay? Don't put him with the Wolverines.
I'm with you on that.
You know what I'm saying? He's a running rebel. You know what I'm saying? He ain't a Wolverine. Okay, that boy terrible. He's terrible.
He take me back to he taking me back to come to America.
Man.
That boy good, yeah, good and terrible.
right.
Jeff Fisher terrible too.
Yeah, so maybe 2 negatives is the positive. You know, old school multiplication. So yeah, man. But you know, I do hope he does well. You know, playing for the Michigan Panthers, man, and you know, I hope everything goes good. He got Jeff Fisher there, so I guess this will be a year.
Yeah, I must have forgot that Jeff Fisher did coach in the Super Bowl. I realize that he was the Super Bowl, huh? Y'all do realize that you just can't sum his career. I know the last thing you see is him in LA, but before he was in LA, he was a really good coach in Tennessee.
Yeah, No, he actually had the right idea and how to build the Rams. He just didn't know how to execute that. Like, so so he'll do good in the USFL because he held his own in the NFL, but him and Shea Patterson, oh God.
Okay, you gotta look at the
sorry.
The talent level
right,
in the USFL, man. Yeah. We got a lot of unknown commodities, but we'll talk about the USFL later because we're gonna be doing some Michigan Panthers coverage right here on the channel. So we're gonna come up with the Panthers Prowl here in the next couple. We'll do our recap of the draft and everything like that. But all right, well, with that being said, y'all know what day it is. It is Hump Day, baby. The grind is on the decline, man. So go ahead, grind it out, man. Like I said, we have the Gold Members meeting today at 3 p.m. I like the direction that Brad Holmes and company are doing with this roster, making sure we keep, signing these cap-friendly deals and making some moves. So when we do start getting young and getting this younger talent on the team, we can plug in a player here or there. But I don't think the Lions are going to be heavy in free agency this year. They're going to probably keep the status quo, keep that cap numbers down. So when we need to add a piece, we can add a piece later on down the line. But, like my man said, it's Hump Day. We don't have conies down here where I am, except for Sonic, and those aren't conies. Those are chili dogs. All right. but if you go out in your area, grab yourself some dollar coney. Have one for your boy Kurt, because, I miss them things down here in the South. But whatever you're eating for lunch, man, crumbs off your face, finish your drink, and get back to work, baby. And whatever you do in life, what you got to do for your boy, you got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. For my fellas, LL and Coach Mike Jones, this is Curt Steele, and we will holla at you real soon. We love you, Jim.